What's up everyone, Mitash here, and today we are going to do a little camera comparison. This one I promised you guys last year, and now we're finally going to get to it. And this is a camera comparison between the OnePlus 7T and the Pixel 4a. And some of you might be a little confused why I'm doing this particular comparison right now, and that's because these two phones are the exact same price. The OnePlus 7T, which is a significantly better device in terms of hardware, is the exact same price as the Pixel 4a, which is much better in terms of software. So thought this would be a good time to compare the cameras, because once again the Pixel phone is known for cameras, whereas the OnePlus not as much. And yeah, we're gonna start off with this. This right here is a front-facing camera test, and yeah, this is what you guys can expect. Both these cameras are capable of doing 1080p at 30 frames per second. Neither of them can do 4K with the front-facing camera, and neither of them can do 1080 60. So yeah, this is the kind of video quality you can expect under what I would say is ideal conditions. I've got my softbox studio light on here on my face, and this should be giving you like ideal footage with the front-facing camera. Alright, and this is probably much more realistic lighting to what most people are going to get using the front-facing cameras, because I'm just being lit by a ceiling light, which is god-awful, creates these really weird shadows on my face, but this is the kind of lighting that most of us have inside of our homes, and most of us these days are staying inside of our homes, so this is the kind of video quality you can expect if you're trying someone who's trying to make an Instagram story or something using your front-facing camera. This is the kind of video quality you can expect from these two phones right here. Alright, so before we dive into the side-by-side comparisons of the rear cameras, I do want to talk about what the cameras are. So this is the Pixel 4a, so it's got a single camera right there, a 12 megapixel camera. That's the regular wide-angle lens, capable of doing 4K 30 frames per second. The front-facing camera is an 8 megapixel sensor with fixed autofocus, and it's capable of doing 1080p 30 frames per second, as I've already mentioned. So that's what you got on the front and the back, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this phone. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the cameras on the OnePlus 7T. So over here, we got three cameras on the back. So we've got the regular wide, the ultra wide, which takes 117 degrees field of view, and then we've got the telephoto, which takes a 2x telephoto zoom. So the old regular wide is actually a 48 megapixel camera. All these cameras are capable of doing 4K, 30 frames per second. I believe the main camera and the telephoto can do 4K 60. I think the ultra wide cannot. But we'll see that in the UI. And yeah, the front-facing camera is a 16 megapixel sensor and capable of doing 1080p, as we already saw. And yeah, this is a lot of cameras for the price. You're getting, of course, a lot more here on the OnePlus 7T than you do on the Pixel, but of course it's going to be with quality. And yeah, let's get into the side-by-side comparisons. Okay, and now we're recording with the main cameras on both of these phones, recording at 4K 30 frames per second on both of them, although with the OnePlus 7T you can do 4K 60, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit. But this is the kind of footage you guys can expect at 4K 30 frames per second. Once again, really good lighting, so this should be about the best that you're going to get out of either of these cameras. So you guys can take a look. There is no, like, it's really hard to get some dynamic range here because it's a pretty cloudy day, but this is basically what you guys are going to be able to expect. And next up, let's switch over to 4K 60 on the OnePlus 7T. Okay, so now we're at 4K 60 on the OnePlus 7T, and it should be a little bit smoother. Obviously, I'm not recording this video at 4K 60, so what you're seeing is what it's capable of. But yeah, this is the quality what you get with 4K 60 on the OnePlus 7T versus the 4K 30 on the OnePlus or the Pixel 4a. Okay, and switch over to the wide-angle lens on the OnePlus 7T. As you guys can see, just a lot more options in terms of what you want to take videos of. And yeah, it is reduced to 4K 30 on the OnePlus 7T, but otherwise it's still nice to have the option. I will say it is a little bit, even when I'm looking at it when I'm recording here, it does look a little bit less sharp on the OnePlus 7T than it does on the Pixel 4a, but this is the kind of video quality you can expect from the ultra wide angle lens on the OnePlus 7T. a quick little look at what the cameras on these two phones are capable of, and now let's talk about conclusions. Like, what do I really think about these cameras? Now, in my personal opinion, definitely the Pixel 4a camera is just better. Now, weirdly, I like the colors a lot better in video for the Pixel 4a. I feel like the OnePlus 17 is just a little bit saturated, in my opinion. Like, when I'm exporting this and I saw all the video footage, I definitely felt like the OnePlus 17 was just more saturated. I do like that there's better options like 4K 60 frames per second on the OnePlus 17, whereas there's nothing like that on the Pixel 4a. So that is something, but just in terms of colors, I definitely think Pixel 4a in video is better. Sound, I thought they were pretty much even on both of them, so sound-wise, not a really huge deal. But pictures are definitely better on the Pixel 4a. Just the clarity is there. I definitely like them out of the camera, just straight out of the Pixel 4a, better than I do out of the OnePlus 17. And that is not to say the OnePlus 17 has a bad camera. It's actually pretty good. And if you're someone who needs more cameras, the OnePlus 17 is obviously the way to go. If you want someone who wants an ultra-wide or telephoto lens, it is definitely the way to go. Now, I've definitely gone on the record said that a single great camera is better than multiple cameras that aren't very good. But the thing is, OnePlus's cameras are actually not bad at all. So I think OnePlus 17 is definitely a better deal than the Pixel 4a's right now, and you can still buy both of these phones brand new for the same exact price. So yeah, if you're someone who needs the best camera quality, Pixel 4a is it. If you're someone who doesn't mind stepping down a little bit in terms of quality, you can do some post-processing afterwards if you want to tweak the photos. The OnePlus 17 is actually a really good option, and like I said, just it's better hardware. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Like if you like this, subscribe if you guys loved it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!